One of them said, there's 100,000 people, another one 60, so let's make it 80 tonight, all right? Give God the hand because He brought us here tonight. Wow. I know who you're waiting for. Toby Mac, right? Yeah. He's here. I saw him. He's here. Yeah. And he'll be coming over. But before Toby comes, I want to say a few words to you all because, I want to make it fast as I know how. But you know, tonight, another war has started in the world. Europe has sent planes and military personnel and sending missiles from submarines onto Libya. And they've sent 120 Tomahawk missiles as far as we can tell. Behind the scenes, I was praying with an Air Force guy who's going off to the Middle East this next week. And he's a young man just married, and we prayed for the military a while ago. And you know, we gotta keep praying for the world to come to peace. But you know, I gotta talk about that tonight just for a little while. If you've been watching television, you saw what happened in Japan. There was an earthquake, it provoked a tsunami. The tsunami has taken thousands of lives. Atomic power plants have been melting. Atomic particles are floating. They're invading the food chain. Something's going on in the world. And it looks like instead of looking for peace, we're looking for more troubles. So we need to pray very specially for the situation all over the world. And for those of you who are young, you're living at a dangerous time in the world. And tonight I want to give you some indications for a few minutes about how to live and cope in a situation like this one. I was talking to a young guy who's here tonight. He came from Florida just to be at this festival. And he told me, Palau, I hated my father. We were having lunch just this week. I said, why did you hate your dad? He said, my mom abandoned us when I was 3. I have 2 sisters. My dad went to Vietnam. When he got back from the war in Vietnam, he was an alcoholic, he was on drugs, and beat the socks off us. He was so ugly, so bad, he said, we were sent off, fostered into family, friends, mostly relatives. And he said, now I'm 41, I used to hate my father. I would have killed him if I'd had the guts. And he said, I never wanted to see him again. My sisters, the 2 sisters, they don't love my dad, but they want nothing to do with him. And you know, you look around the world and you say, wow, what's going on over here? I was in El Paso, Texas. Yeah, I know there's some people from El Paso here. And you know something? I was on television, live, with a call-in show for an hour. And I was talking to people as they called in, mostly kids, like tonight. And a guy called up, and I was talking about gangs. Somehow, conversation came up. And a 13-year-old called me up from Las Cruces, New Mexico, which is near El Paso. And he said, Mr. Palau, you just talked about gangs. I belong to a gang, but it's a good gang. And I said, wait, what do you guys do? You sell drugs, you beat up on little old ladies. What's it all about? He said, oh no, he said. What happens is, we're all kids without a dad. Our dads have gone away. And to protect ourselves at school from the bullies, and to protect ourselves at home when we go home, because our moms, almost all of them work, we formed this gang. I said, what do you call the gang? He said, the fatherless gang. And I said to him, how many kids are there in the gang? Listen to this. He said, 400 of us. Youngs. That woke me up to something I hadn't realized. How many kids in America come from homeless and fatherless homes? And you know, it breaks my heart. I know what it is to live without a dad simply because my father died when I was only 10 years old. But that was different because I knew he'd gone to heaven. I knew that God took him. Therefore, it wasn't like you hate your dad. The Lord took him and he has a plan. But these kids know that their father is somewhere, but the father doesn't want to live with them. Often they're off with another woman. Often they mistreat their actual wife, and these kids have seen them beating up on the father. There's one of the most famous men who lives here in all of Phoenix and Arizona. His name is Jerry Colangelo. He was one of the owners of the Phoenix Suns, which we just sold recently. And he told a story right downtown Phoenix 2 days ago. When he was 15, he saw his dad in Chicago beat up his mom. He told it in front of the governor, so I'm not telling stories behind his back. And he said he was a short kid. But when he hit 15, he was as tall as his dad. And one day the dad came home and Jerry said to him, "If you hit my mother one more time, I'm going to kill you." He wasn't a Christian yet. One night the dad comes home drunk, beats up on the mom, and he was at the top of the stairs, 15 years old, but lanky and tall. And the dad was coming up the stairs stumbling, having beaten up his mother. And as he came up,